I want to tell you one story that I still can't get over, and I want to change both the names. I'll call one man Khalid. Khalid was a jihadist. He was preparing to murder in the name of Allah. He looked the part. But he had a dream, and in the dream, he heard a name he'd never heard before because it was a Hebrew name. A man was standing there before him, and the man said, I am Yeshua, follow me. He never heard of it. He didn't know what that name was. But one day he heard a friend of mine. These are not stories that somebody told me that somebody told me. I've been there with these people. And this friend of mine that I'll just call Ali, the people in our church that have worked with him called him Little Jesus. Because he just reminds everybody of Jesus. In fact, even in his scars. I'd just like to share the gospel this way. Here's how he shares the gospel. He lifts up his shirt to show the 8 bullet holes that have been shot in him. And he says, this is what you've done to me, but I love you anyway. Let me tell you why. And he shares openly at terrible risk of his life. And he was sharing the gospel one day and for some reason felt led to use the Hebrew name Yeshua. And this man Khalid heard him and said, wait. Who is that man? He said, he's Isa, he's Jesus, he's God. And he said, I must talk to you. I must talk to you. And this man named Khalid, preparing to murder in the name of Allah, became a follower of Jesus. And he said, now I'm going to tell all my friends. Ali said, you can't do that. They will kill you. You can't just go tell them. And Khalid said, then I love Jesus more than you do. About 2 months later, my friend Ali was called to Khalid's house. And when he got there, he couldn't believe it because there were 30 pairs of shoes sitting outside. He walked in and there were 30 jihadists sitting in the room. And in the center of the room was a big tub full of water. And Khalid said, Ali, baptize me. He said, these are my lost friends. Baptize me. He said, I can't do it. He climbed in. He said, baptize me or I'll baptize myself. And he lowered him in the water with jihadists, angry all around him, and he raised him up. And then his wife came in and took off her hijab and climbed in the water and said, this house now belongs to Jesus, climbed in the water and was baptized. And he lived 2 months. 2 months. But in those 2 months, he told everyone he knew about Jesus. And when he was murdered, his wife's now being cared for by missionaries. When he was murdered, they could not murder the movement that is spreading throughout Syria, throughout the Middle East. We are seeing the greatest days possibly of awakening and revival we've ever seen in our lifetimes, or in maybe anybody's lifetime. And maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Maybe the question that we have been asking, Lord, will you send revival? Maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the right question is, Lord, why are we here in the West missing the greatest awakening that we could ever imagine?